And Your Honor, I apologize. I did not come prepared to explain to the court how we got a DNA order. My guess is it was voluntary.
Okay, that's my guess too. Yeah. So,
but I can ask the parties if the court would like. But I don't have a definitive answer for the court.
that's not necessary. I got the DNA test. It looks like it's a positive one, and once we get it on the record, we'll see. So we're ready to go on the issue of paternity. It doesn't matter. I don't need an order for it, but I got one. So we're ready. As long as one objection to it comes in with a proper legal objection, and we'll be able to get it done and get it in. So let's go ahead and proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. As far as the rest of the case, the state would love a final order if possible. I don't know that that's going to be possible. I believe Ms. Cialoga is going to be requesting supervised visitation, sole managing conservatorship. I'll ask questions about safety concerns. I'm sorry, I've got the wrong hearing worksheet pulled up, Your Honor. Sorry, it's joint managing conservatorship. I think that the custodial parent's request is that non-custodial, the mother requesting that father pay all travel costs. And then the state doesn't have a huge interest in this case. It's private health and dental carried through the mom. So I believe the testimony will be it's $16.16 a month on the medical, $34.70 on the dental. I'm going to be requesting the state round down to 16 on the medical and round up to 35 on the dental. The guideline child support that's been calculated is $354. The retroactive that's been calculated, and that goes back to February 21 of 2019, $26,550. And I'd request $185 repayment if that's what the court ends up ordering. I believe there would be some testimony about some support that was paid directly to the mother, but I'll get that out of the parties. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm not entirely clear with what the parties are going to come requesting.
Okay. All right, then let's go ahead and get everybody sworn in, and let's go ahead and get some testimony and see where this one goes. So at this time, okay, I see Mr. Cialoga, okay, and Mr. Cannon, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, ask both of you to raise your right hands, please. You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and that but the truth so help you.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're both officially under oath, and I'll allow the state to go ahead and proceed at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
If in hearing folks, if anything you think I need to know didn't come out during the general testimony, I'd like to bring that out as per you're representing yourself, and the state may go ahead and call your witnesses at this time. Thank you. Thank
you, Your Honor. Call Ms. Cialoga. Ma'am, will you state your full name, please?
Jen Cialoga.
And who is the child that we're here on?
Glen Arose C.
And who is her father?
Jason Cannon.
And Your Honor, I would offer what's been marked as States 1.
All right, folks, this is State's Exhibit number 1. This is the DNA test in your case. Is there any legal reason this should not come in evidence at this time, ma'am?
No.
Sir, is there any legal objection to the DNA test coming in evidence?
No, sir.
All right, Stage 1's admitted. Stage 1 shows that Mr. Jason Cannon cannot be excluded the biological father of the child, Jelena, at this time. Probability of paternity is 99.99999999995, which is within the guidelines set forth by Texas Family Code of a minimum of 99.99, with a combined paternity index of 2.1 billion to 1. The court will so find that you are the father, sir, and the state may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, and ma'am, and I'm sorry, I'm not entirely clear, but are you not wanting any type of a custody order? Is that what you're asking the court here today?
Yes.
Okay. So, and the state's is going to be opposed to that, but I'll give you a chance to explain. So normally the court would do a joint managing conservatorship. So are you opposed to that as well?
Not you yet, sir. Just her. She's the witness right now. Thank you.
Oh.
So meaning I'm asking the court, well, unless you tell me something different, I'm requesting the court to give both the parents significant rights and duties to your daughter. Is that something that you're in agreement with, or is that not something you agree with?
Something I'm not agreeing with.
Okay, and can you tell the court why you don't believe that would be so? Do you want all the rights for yourself? What do you just not want any kind of paper saying what happens with your daughter? What is it that you're asking the court for?
Well, initially I just wanted to, Mr. Cannon just hasn't been involved for a while. Our daughter's 5 years old. He has seen her about 3 times. And 2 of those times were on where I initiated the contact. And so there has just been a lot of just like emotional abuse and some threats through Facebook Messenger. And so I initially just wanted to just drop everything. And so I wasn't sure on what can be done about that.
Okay, and so because there's not a father on record, you understand the state is not in agreement with that.
Okay.
So at a bare minimum, the state is going to be requesting that there's some sort of a judicial ruling that I mean, we want every child to have a father, and Mr. Cannon is the father, so you understand that that's where we're coming from.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right. So you said there's been emotional abuse and threats. Has there been physical abuse?
No physical abuse.
Okay. What was the worst threat that was made?
Just saying things like I guess this current girlfriend at the time, like saying that they're gonna handle it. I'm not sure, just something in that context. Yeah.
Okay. So you interpreted that as what they were going to snatch your daughter, or how did you interpret that threat?
Yeah,
Okay,
or like
stop, sorry. Ma'am, here's the deal. You can't testify to something someone else said. You can only testify to what he's told you directly, and you're absolutely sure it was him saying it. So I don't like things that are done in text messages and things like that. So whatever he said is fine, but something a third party says, who's not part of this case, she can't handle anything. But anything, you can testify to what Mr. Cannon said. So thank you.
yes, Your
So
Honor.
has Mr. Cannon made any threats to you?
He has said that his like it's hard for me to explain it. He had called me names regarding like called me a bitch. He has also mentioned that his girlfriend could like beat us up and things like that.
And do you have reason to believe that his girlfriend would do something like that?
I have yes.
Because of statements she's made or things you've observed, because of her reputation in the community? What do you base that off of?
Yes, through the messages through Facebook.
So let me ask you this: the kinds of messages that she sent you, were these the kind of messages that law enforcement might act on if you wanted to go that route?
I
Are
believe
they
it
the kind
could.
of threats that would get somebody arrested? Is what I'm asking about. Did she say something so bad that it's basically against her interest to say that kind of thing?
No.
Okay. Has Mr. Cannon ever attempted to take your daughter without your permission?
No.
And has he ever said that he would do something like that?
No.
Okay. One of the things the state pled for is to request the court not disclose your address. Do you feel safe with Mr. Cannon knowing where you live?
No.
And the primary concern is that his significant other might come after you or your child?
Yes.
Okay. And you said Mr. Cannon has seen a child 3 times in her life. When is that right? 3 times?
Yes.
When was the most recent?
The most recent was in 2020, 2000, I believe it was 2021.
And has she ever done like FaceTime calls with him or seen pictures or?
Yes, FaceTime. I mean,
How many?
sorry, Facebook Messenger.
Okay. How many times do you think she's communicated with him through Messenger?
There's been quite a few times.
Does she know that he's dad?
Yes. Well,
Does she want to?
She knows how he looks like and everything. It's just been a while.
Okay. Does she want a relationship with him?
She hasn't mentioned anything about it or anything about him.
Okay. And does Mr. Cannon live here in Texas?
No,
Where does he live?
Alabama.
Okay. The child was born here though, is that correct?
Yes.
And don't need a whole lot of detail, but was a child conceived here in Texas?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And my understanding is that if something is ordered, you would ask that Mr. Cannon be the one that carries the travel costs.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So do you want to talk about retroactive child support first, or do you want to talk about current child support first?
It doesn't matter. Yes.
Or well, so let's talk about, and actually let's talk about the current medical support first. So my understanding is you pay $16.16 a month to carry your daughter on your insurance. Is that correct?
I wasn't sure. I just gave the whole total cost that I pay. I'm not sure on how much I pay just for just for her.
Okay.
I
got you. So the $16.16 is what the child support officer calculated.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
I'm not telling. I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay. And then the $34.70, that's what the child support officer calculated on the dental.
Yes.
Okay. And is that through your work? Is that through a union? How do you have your coverage?
I'm a retired veteran, so that's through TRICARE.
Okay. And thank you for your service. Is Mr. Cannon a veteran as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I believe the child support that was calculated would be the current child support, meaning the amount going forward, and that's before we get into the repayment, would be $354 a month. But you're saying well, let me ask you this: if the judge orders visitations, if the judge orders rights for both of the parents, in that case, would you like the child support to be ordered as well?
Yes.
Okay, so if child support is to be ordered, do you have any objection to the $354 amount?
No objection.
Okay, and I believe the retroactive child support that was calculated was $26,550.
Yes.
Okay, and forgive me for not having better notes, but my understanding is he's paid you a total of $8,450. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the 26,550, is that before or after giving him credit for the 8,000 and change?
After the credit.
Okay. All right. And then I guess my other understanding, are you wanting to be the one to supervise visits if he's given supervised visits?
I wanted to request through someone else and that he pay.
Okay. Do you have family members that could do that, or people you trust?
I do have family members.
Okay.
Are they local, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And is there any kind of really bad blood between they and Mr. Cannon that the court would need to know about, or issues why they may not be a good choice?
They met him once, but he hasn't been around, so they don't really have good feelings about him, but they'll do, anything to the best interest of our daughter. So,
Okay, and bad feelings because they have safety concerns, or just bad feelings because they want him to be more involved in his daughter's life?
more involved.
Okay. All right, and I realize I've kind of led you, for the facts that I was hoping to get out, but this is your chance. Are there other reasons that the court should know about why setting up by ordering custody and setting up visitation would not be appropriate?
No.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. We'll be back in just a moment. You go ahead and call your next witness, please. Thank you.
Jason Cannon, Your Honor. Sir, will you state your full name, please?
Jason Cannon,
And are you current military, former military?
former military.
Okay. And your separation, was that honorable?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And thank you for your service. So let's talk about this case. What are you wanting here today?
So I mean, I would like to have a relationship with my daughter. She blocked me on social media. That's why the Facebook calls were stopped. So
Okay. And where in Arizona are you, or do you still live in Arizona?
no, I live in Alabama.
I'm sorry, wrong way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Diamond, you made a left instead of making a right, sir.
Yes, sir. My mistake, Your Honor. All right. So if are you able to come to Texas to come see your daughter, or how would you do visitation if the court orders it?
So right now I have my 8-year-old that lives with me. So and she's currently in school, so that would be kind of hard because I live over 500 miles away. About.
Sure.
Mr.
So-
Cannon, I'll stop you for a second there. Mr. Cannon, I have a couple of packages that are break-in visits with parents who live far away, who've never had the opportunity to see their child. One visit, this is not a baby, so this is an older child, but there would be specific FaceTime visits ordered, and I usually do that through a parenting app called AppClose. I don't use Facebook Messenger. I don't use any other anything else, but I use AppClose, AppClose, and it has a FaceTime function in it. It has a testing function for that, but there will be weekly FaceTime visits with the child. Plus, the first visit would require you, or maybe the first 2 visits will require you at least to come to Texas and spend some time with your daughter here before I would allow you to take the child off to Alabama. But there would be at least one visit where it would be exclusively in Texas. The second visit usually requires you to hang around Texas for 2 or 3 days to get the child acquainted with you again before you'll be allowed to leave. And then I take it from there. Would you have a problem with me setting up something like that, sir?
It is kind of hard right now, sir.
Again, that's just a setup, sir. It's not ordering you. The court order doesn't order you to pick the child up, but it does give you the opportunity to at least do the FaceTime until you can actually afford and plan to do the trips that allow you to pick your daughter up or to see your daughter personally.
Yes, sir.
And it doesn't hold anything against you. It doesn't say you got to do it by 2025 or 2026. It just sets it up and then allows you to do it at your own speed, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. But anyway, I'll go ahead and let the state finish getting you as a witness this time, sir. We'll proceed. Thank you. I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Diamond, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so let's talk about the finances a little bit here. So my understanding, Miss Cialoga is asking to carry your child on her TRICARE. Do you actually, let me back up one. So the 8-year-old lives with you, and then I think there's 4 other children you have that you have child support orders for. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we're giving you credit for 5 children here. Do you have any objection to using Miss Cialoga's TRICARE for your daughter?
No, sir.
All right, and the numbers that I gave the court, $16 on the medical coverage and $35 on the dental, are those numbers acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
And then the child support that I believe that was calculated was 354. That's the current. That's not the back child support. But is the 354 in the current child support acceptable?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So let's talk about the retroactive child support. So I think you heard the testimony already. That it sounds like the child support officer calculated that Miss Stealoga, if she can't get out of you getting custody, would agree to 26,550 as the total after giving you credit for 8,000 something. Is that number acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
That sounds a little high to me. I'm sitting here right now, child support's at 3,000 a month, so that 300 a month, so that comes out to about 3,600, 4,000, a little bit less than 4,000 a year, or right at 4,000 a year. And then, 4 years back, that's a max of 16, somewhere between 16 and 20,000. So where'd that 36 come from? Do you just have a bunch of kids after this child or something? What's the state's math on that, sir?
Good question, Your Honor. I don't have access to that math, but we're well.
Can I say something?
And then not yet, ma'am. So sorry, Mr. Cannon's the witness will allow you to come back in a moment. If you know something about oh, sorry, ma'am, you know something about that amount?
Yes.
Okay, where's that come from then, ma'am?
Active duty at the time.
I'm sorry?
He was active duty at the time.
Okay, and they use the base pay. I don't use base pay. I don't use BAH on when we're doing retro. When did you get out of the military, sir?
2023.
Okay.
May.
All right, so yeah, barely you haven't been out a year yet, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so that's where the money came from. Never
Yes,
mind.
sir.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Yeah, and I apologize for this, Your Honor. I was in district court, so I jumped on kind of late, but I have faith in this child support officer's numbers. That's why I didn't scrutinize more.
Okay, well, again, I just thought based on what I was hearing, it was just a little too high, and I wasn't sure. So the math wasn't working out in my head. So because again, that's and I want to make sure that they also check with them. They know my rule about not using BAH for retro, but I want to make sure they remember it on this one because again, that still seems a little high. But with base pay is probably with base pay and 5 of the kids, so yeah. So I'll have y'all double check the math on that. But you may go ahead and proceed, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you happen to know the answer to that question, Mr. Cannon? Whether the housing allowance was included in the calculation?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
What was your highest rank while you were in the service?
E8.
How many years, sir?
Sir?
Did you retire?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm about to say anybody that makes E8 is usually they don't get out of the army early, okay? No way, no how. So unless the army.
Well, my mom made me because my mom was keeping my second daughter, and she said, "Well, I'm tired, so you need to come and do some responsibilities."
So when did you get out? How many years did you get in, sir?
20.
So you did the whole 20 though. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, I'll tell Mom. Yeah, you gotta wait till I do my 20. I get my full retirement here. All right. Yeah, got it. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. This dumb question. The judge probably already knows this, but the E8, we rarely see people that high. Is that you were like a master sergeant or what were?
Master sergeant.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm sorry. The number I had 26,550. I can't remember. You agree or disagree on that number?
I agree.
Okay. And so then my request to the court is the repayment of $185 a month. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will pass a witness, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Yeah, you're right. We don't get rid of the E8s. We don't get rid of master sergeants in here, sir. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, sir. Again, I'm looking at having to set this up. I'm looking at naming you both joint management service, giving mom the right to decide domicile, that right's unrestricted. Setting up a visitation package that will allow you the opportunity to at least talk to your daughter through a controlled manner. And that the court can have access to. That's why I use AppClose, because the bottom line is it's not he said, she said. I can appoint your daughter a lawyer and have the lawyer go pull the AppClose information to see what exactly happened and if everything was being done according to law. So that's why I like using AppClose instead of Facebook. I can't tell Mark Zuckerberg what to do, but I can definitely get I definitely can get the AppClose stuff done. So that's why we use that. And I'm going to use that for the weekly visits as far as FaceTime is concerned. And I'll have both of y'all put those on your smart devices. I'm looking at going ahead and ordering the guideline child support going forward, and the retroactive amount and the appropriate real payment amount. And like I say, setting up the visitation package and naming you both joint management services, like I say, and giving you all the rights as a parent under that. Again, ma'am, I'm going to let you, third-party threats, yeah, they are what they are. I can't, you can press charges against people for that kind of thing. So I only deal with the relationship between you two, because again, this time next year, current girlfriend might not be current girlfriend. I only can deal with the actual circumstances. And right now, I haven't heard anything that's going to allow me to do something different under Texas law to name you sole managed conservator and dad a possessory conservator. So at this time, sir, is there anything else you want to tell me? And then, ma'am, I'll be right back to you in just a moment. Is there anything else that you want to tell me at this time, sir?
No, sir, I'm fine.
All right, Ms. Sigaloga, is there anything else you want to tell the court this time, or anything else you want me to specifically rule on, ma'am?
Yes, are we putting in place with the travel costs where he will be responsible for it?
Here's the deal, ma'am. Under Texas law, so long as you live where you are right now, it's his responsibility to pick the child up at the beginning of any visitation and return the child at the end of any visitation. I can throw in the airline fees and things like that if you want me to. I got a package for that, but I'm not sure how close he lives to a major airport. But again, it's his responsibility to pick the child up and return the child. And if he wants to use an airline ticket or things like that, I can set that up. So he has to provide the tickets and do everything, but you have to present the child to the appropriate airport for flights and things like that. But again, the expenses all fall on him as far as getting that done. So, but ma'am, say you moved to San Antonio down to Fort Sam. Then all of a sudden it's his responsibility to pick the child up at the beginning of visitation and your responsibility to pick the child up at the end of visitation. But for right now, it's 100% his responsibility, okay?
Okay, and one more thing, I would like to request no restrictions on passport.
I'm sorry, ma'am, do you want to be the person that controls the passport? I'm sorry, what are you asking me for?
To get a passport for my daughter.
Ma'am, I'll give you that right under the joint management conservatorship, but again, and under this order, he would have the right, if he needed to travel overseas with the child, to request in advance that you give him the passport. But yes, the passport will be controlled specifically by you, ma'am. You will be allowed possession of it, and I'll put that in the order.
Okay, yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, anything else, ma'am?
That is it.
All right, then, Mr. Diamond, I'm looking at naming the parties joint management conservative. Like I said, giving mom the right to decide domicile unrestricted, setting up Jad's visitation, and I'll send you a copy of the long distance visits break-in visitation package I have, along with the flight information, flight retention package that I have, sir. And I'll let you incorporate that in. I'll go ahead and, like I said, order the child support and the cash medical and the dental as per the testimony, and waive court costs due to military service. And like I said, I'll send you that package over. I just did it to one of the cases, but so I know I got it on both of these sitting here as PDFs, and I'll get those over to you as fast as I can, Mr. Diamond. So at this time, does the state need anything else?
No, Your Honor, I think that covers it.
All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and let the state prepare that order. And again, and Mr. Diamond, specifically remember, mom gets the right to control the passport, but dad is a JMC, okay?
I believe that's in our I mean, I know it's, yes, Your Honor. but I think that's part of our standard language. I know a lot of times the private attorneys don't like it actually, but yes, I will verify that.
It's in there, okay. All right, may the parties be excused there, Mr. Diamond.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, both of y'all are free to go at this time, ma'am, and you'll be getting a copy of that order. Oh, ma'am and sir, both of you, download AppClose, AppClose. APP, it's the word app, and then it's close, CLOSE by itself. It's available in Google Play and iTunes, so you can download it. And you need to set up your accounts and give each other the information how to sign into those that account. And going forward, Dad gets FaceTime with the child through AppClose every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time, which will be 7 p.m. your time, sir. So, and you need to let Mom know at least 72 hours in advance by AppClose. Send her a text message in AppClose saying, hey, I'm going to do my FaceTime on this coming Sunday at 6 p.m. your time, 7 p.m. my time, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
All right, so yeah, it's the #1 parenting app, and technically, if y'all need to send any text messages through that, or even exchange money outside the court or the child support, y'all can do that on that too. So, is there anything else? Any other questions at this time, there, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything else, Mr. Cannon?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to both of y'all, and like I said, I'll go get that information over to Mr. Diamond, and we're off the record. Thank you.